We will need to take action. Most of the time where you see outstanding success, something was done. Something was done to achieve the outstanding success you are seeing in that dimension. And what should you do? Find out what were the steps. What were the steps that they took to achieve that testimony of outstanding success which we see? According to the law of cause and effect, when you replicate, there's success keys. There's success keys of great achievers. And with the grace of God, the blessing of God working in together in your favor, you have a great potential of achieving same results in the process of time. So what do we have on our hands? We have people who are expecting change, but they are doing nothing to bring about the change. People are expecting money every week. They are offering nothing that can bring them money. Just waiting for a lot. Just waiting for a transfer. Just waiting for a gift from someone. And most times the people we are expecting gifts from are going through financial challenges themselves. So you can see, we can see some interesting lessons from what happened here in the building of the Tower of Babel. 7 notable lessons. 1, they had a big dream. They had a big dream and desired to achieve a great project. A lot of people succeed with this first step. So a lot of people have big dreams as well. A lot of people they have conceived and they have put together a great project. Insight number 2, in the story of the Tower of Babel 2, they moved beyond just having a dream. They moved beyond just having a desire for a great project. Life is beyond visualizing something big. Life is beyond desires and wishes. It's a starting point, but it can never stop there. It can never end there. They did not stop at just visualizing the great project. Visualizing the great project. Number 3, they came up with a realistic and effective strategy to achieve the dream. They came up with a realistic and effective strategy to achieve the dream. We are not going to waste our time further by prompting you to just take action. It is absolutely essential that any teaching in this light must be proactive to emphasize that not just action, but well-informed action. Not just action, but well-informed actions. So can we now say that the reason why you are not getting results in what has been committed to you is either because you do not have an effective strategy, or you are not implementing the effective strategy. So it's either you have not been able to discover an effective strategy to achieve that result, or you are not implementing the effective strategy. That is where the problem lies, between these 2 steps. But in the project of the Tower of Babel, they came up with a realistic and effective strategy to achieve the big dream, to achieve the great project. So takeaway number 4, they started to execute and implement every detail of their project plan. They came up with a plan for the project with details of what must be done. Week 1, week 2, week 3, Week 4, at different stages of the building, the design for that tower. And obviously this had a timeline. This also had, details of the resources. The kind of resources required. The kind of specialists they required, for different aspects of the project. The different dimensions of resources that were required. All of these things were captured. Then they started to execute and implement every detail of the project plan. If you look at verse 6 of Genesis 11, it said that the Lord said, these people all speak the same language, and I see that they are joined together to do. Three times in verse 6, the word do was mentioned. The only reason God stepped down to stop them was because they were implementing. They were implementing a strategy that had a potential for fulfillment. That was why He would not have bothered. He would have said, they are pursuing something that is unachievable. God saw potential in what they were attempting to do. And because their plan was contrary to the revealed will of God. Because if you look at the preceding chapters of Genesis, you'll see that God had already spoken his mind that he wanted the people to multiply and spread all over the world. But these people here came up with a different agenda that was contradictory to the revealed will of God. That was why he came down to stop them. Otherwise, he would have left them. In verse 6, he said, the Lord said, these people all speak the same language, and I see that they are joined together to do this work. To do this work. Not to discuss this work. There are many things that has been going through discussions and reviews for decades now. And as a result, nothing has come out of the subject of the discussions. Because it's all about talk and all about reviews. No action. No action follows. It says this is only the beginning of what they can do. Not what they can plan. What they can do. Although what you would do in most cases begins with a plan. And then what else? It says soon they will be able to do anything. They will be able to do anything they want. Anything they want. Number 5, they started to pay the huge price required to achieve the great project. They started to pay the huge price required to achieve the great project. They invested. Somebody say invested. They invested huge resources. Huge resources. It's one thing to have a big project in mind, but whether or not you are serious will be proven by your budget, and not just by what you write in your budget, by the way you implement that budget. When you dedicate substantial resources in your budget for that great project you have in mind, and you actually dedicate funds as planned, then we know you are serious. They invested huge resources. They invested time. They invested men. They invested energy towards the project. How can you get better results when you are not ready to give time? You cannot even make yourself available for something big you want to achieve. Then that means it's all about talk. And then number 6, they were taking every necessary step. Every necessary step to turn their mega project into physical reality. In the study of cause and effect, one of the things you would immediately discover is that in so many activities and realms of life, there will be what we call necessary causes, which is practically things that are absolutely necessary for a particular thing to happen. Without this necessary cause, that outcome or result can never happen. It can never be achieved. It may be small, but it's vital. It's absolutely essential, even though it may be small in size, but it's absolutely essential. When you have a project such as that tower, there will be some things that must be done. There must be a foundation. You cannot bypass the foundation stage of this kind of project. There must be a foundation. There are some indispensable keys. There are some indispensable steps you must take. Jesus, or our Lord Jesus, was speaking in Mark chapter 9, verse 29. He said, this kind of spirit cannot go except by prayer and fasting. Not all kinds of spirit. But this spirit is a stubborn and powerful spirit. And Jesus, an authority, the ultimate authority in the spiritual, is telling us that certain kinds of spirit will not go except we go into very intensive, fervent prayers to dislodge them. So in such cases, the key of prayer and fasting is indispensable. It's indispensable. Number 7, the actions they were taking, the steps they were taking towards realizing the project were proven to be effective. We must carry out periodic appraisals. If the approach we are using has now become ineffective due to current realities, we need to make an adjustment. Many things changed from COVID lockdown in 2020. Many things changed. The way business is done, the way transactions and many things are done, many things changed. A lot of physical meetings are now done online. The actions they were taking, so it's not about we are going out, it's working hard. It's your hard work generating results. Is your hard work generating results? Sometimes it's better to just quit something and rather spend your energy and hard work on something that will actually generate results. The actions they were taking were achieving the desired results. This is very key. It was not because they were active. You can be going to a project site and that project is not advancing. Because it has come to a very technical stage of the project. Very technical stage of the project. And if they don't have the know-how to achieve what needs to be done at that stage of the project cannot advance. The project cannot advance. So the actions they were taking were achieving the desired results. You must evaluate the effectiveness of the actions and steps you are taking.